Hey guys, in this quick tip, we're going to talk about open carry and positioning of the holster to give you better success on a draw. Now, we're not going to talk about all the crazy stuff out there with open carry because it's a pretty simple conversation. If you're a responsible armed citizen, just keep in mind that first word, responsible. You do have a target painted on your back if you're out there open carrying. So just again, be responsible is all I'm going to say about that. As for guys in professions and gals in professions that have to carry a gun open every day, like law enforcement officers, we tend to see position issues and gear issues a lot. So we're going to use a standard holster that I've used for many, many years in the military. I still love this holster. It's the Safariland series, the 6004 series. This is the ALS version. So what we do is, or what we find is that holsters out there have this natural cant built into it. Now, one of the biggest reasons why they do that is because when you're sitting in a patrol car for 8 to 10 hours a day, the last thing you want is the heel of your gun digging into the seat, which pushes your hips to the side, and next thing you know, 5, 10 years later, you got back issues. So I absolutely get that. Also, drawing from inside the vehicle, it's more straight up and down position, so the gun will come out faster if an officer's sitting there and all of a sudden some bad guy comes running out his car, get the gun out a little quicker and shoot through the windshield. But the majority of the time, your shootings are probably going to happen slightly outside the vehicle or outside completely in another space. So now what we're going to take in mind is actual position to help you out. If you can modify the position of the holster to help you, what we're trying to achieve is biomechanical efficiency. And I know we say that a lot, so to keep it simplified, just keep in mind that the study of the human body or the understanding of the human body movements in biomechanics is all we're looking at. How the shoulder rotates, how your elbow bends, how your wrist bends, the angle. So we're just thinking about those things to be more efficient and faster. So if I was to take consideration this angle right here, and I just said grab your gun and get a firm grip on it, if you have to do this to grab the gun, then that's more excessive movement you have to do to get to the gun, which means you're going to take a little longer getting the gun out to the target. So we have to compromise a little bit, and I'll show you a technique to do that here in a second. If ideally we can adjust the gun more straight up and down, which I know Safariland and G-Code and a couple of other companies make adapters that are straight line adapters for a lot of different holsters out there. What's going to happen now if I ask you to put your hand on your gun, you're going to see that you're going to get a high-tang grip now, versus back here, when I grab, I've got this giant space, this dead air that I'm trying to fill, and I've got to fix that. And if that's what I get in a gunfight, that's going to suck. So I want to get a full high-tang grip, and that's going to happen standing straight up and down right there, because the gun is straight up and down now because of the holster position. Okay? So if you can't adjust the holster and you have to keep that cant in there, well, then what you have to do now is be biomechanically efficient, which means you have to move your shoulder just a little bit out of the way. So you're crossing over this line now, left to right, to get the holster out, almost like small the back or a 4 or 5 o'clock carry. And that's just a slight movement, but you have to come back to center as you draw the gun up on target. So again, it's an excessive waist movement. However, it is more biomechanically efficient getting out of the way to compensate for the angle of the holster. Just remember, guys, straight lines are strong and angles are weak. We know we can't argue with that, and that's where we're basing this on right now. So practice it. Make sure those lines are clean. Make sure you get a solid grip out of the draw, because that's what's going to matter when seconds count, right? I'm Travis Haley, guys. Stay sharp, be safe. Thanks for joining me.